Hey everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Patty, and this is a space for beginner crafters where you can try new things without feeling overwhelmed or judged. So if you've ever been nervous to start crafting, you're in the right place. And I'd love for you to subscribe and be part of this space. Today, we're making a Sublimation teacher mug. This is a great gift idea, whether it's for teacher appreciation, end of the year, or just to say thank you. And if you've never done sublimation before, don't worry, I'm going to walk you through it step by step. And you don't have to get it perfect. You just have to get it started. Here's the supplies that you'll need. You're going to need a sublimation mug. I got this off the Cricut website. It is a 12-ounce mug, as you can see. You can get any size mug. You can, as long as it's sublimate, you're able to sublimate on it, or it specifies that you're able to sublimate on it. And dependent on the size of the mug is going to be dependent on the size of your image. You're going to need a sublimated design. I designed this in Cricut Design Space, and I wound up printing it with my sublimation printer. I do not have a converted printer. I just have a straight sublimation printer. It's an Epson printer, and I will link it in the description below. Now, my printer is kind of old, or should I say older, but I will try to get something as close to it as possible so that you kind of have an idea of what I use. I use the A-Sub paper that I get from Amazon, and the size of my print is 8.6 by 3.6. So again, dependent on the size of your mug is going to be, the size of your print. You're going to need some type of paper cutter. I use this specifically just because I really like using it, but you don't necessarily need to use this. You can just use regular scissors and it'd be fine. You'll need heat-resistant gloves. And I like to use a lint roller to clear off the mug. You're going to need heat-resistant tape. I purchased this off of Amazon, and it's a 1-inch tape, and you can get whatever size you feel best, you feel most comfortable with. But I typically use this size, and I feel like this is adequate for me. I like to use a silicone mat so that I can place the mug here while it's hot, so that none of my surfaces can get damaged from a hot mug. And lastly, you'll need some type of mug press. I have other different types of mug presses as well. I tend to like the Cricut Mug Press because it just feels like it fits perfect here. And I'll show you exactly how I use it so that I make sure that I get the whole design on the mug, because when I first started using it, I felt like I got a lot of ghosting, and then I figured out what exactly worked for me. All right, let's go ahead and start. The first thing that I do is I cut my image, and I use my cutter here to cut this design. I try to get things lined up as much as possible. I try to get it as close as possible as I can, but don't worry if you have some of the white showing. It's not a big deal. Okay, now that I have my design cut, now we're going to go ahead and prep the cup. As I mentioned before, I like to take the lint roller and I like to roll it on the mug because I like to take out any lint or anything that could be on the mug to avoid any ghosting or any defects. I put the design on the cup with the design facing the mug, and I just make sure that everything looks pretty straight. Sometimes I'll go to a certain length and I'll say, all right, let me make sure that it's all equal. So that's okay. So this needs to come over a little bit more. So I try to get it as close as possible. Maybe just a little tiny bit, and I think this should be good. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and start putting my heat resistant tape. And as I mentioned, I wind up just making sure that everything looks pretty straight before I start putting the tape on. Okay, so the first thing that I do is I get a piece of tape and I will put it here on the end. And I'll press it down so that it gets adhered really well. All right, then I wind up squeezing it so that any excess or any other, to make sure that it's really close to the mug as possible, the design is. And then I get another piece of tape and then I put that on here. Don't worry if it doesn't look straight, it's totally fine. I've had it to where it's come out really, really crooked as far as the tape is concerned. As long as your design is on here and it's, pretty straight, then you should be fine. Okay, then I get the tape and I pull it taut, pull it really tight around the mug. And I cut it, and then the first thing I do is I just make sure that this really goes over the lip really well. Perfect. I do the same with the bottom. Pull it taut. My scissors. There. And that's how I have it taped down. So now let's go ahead and get the mug press warmed up. Okay, now that this is ended, I'm going to go ahead and take my cup out of here. I'm going to place it on my silicone mat. And I'm going to go ahead and turn off my heat press. I usually will give this maybe a few minutes or seconds, that is a minute maybe or two, just to cool down. And then I will go ahead and take the design right off of the mug. I'm going to use my little pick. Again, whatever works for you. You just have to be really careful to make sure that you don't scratch the mug or, scratch the design. Okay, now that we're ready to take this design off, I will usually just slowly peel off the tape. Again, you can wait for it to cool down, or you can, do it right away. It's entirely up to you. I don't really have a preference. Sometimes I like to wait, sometimes I don't. So I guess it just really depends on the day. All right. And there it is. there is the design. It came out pretty good. And don't worry if it didn't come out perfect for you. It's totally fine. You know, I think it came out pretty good. There's always going to be flaws, so don't worry about that, but I think this one came out pretty good. Let me know if this is something that you find helpful, and don't forget to subscribe. And if you don't feel like you want to do this, then you can always order it from my shop. All right, well, it was great having y'all, and we'll see you at the next video.